Hello, here is a video for postmix number 3. This is the Seinfeld mix. And a big part of this Seinfeld mix is importing tracks. You need to become familiar with the Pro Tools' powerful import session data feature. This is a really, really useful part of Pro Tools. It lets you do all kinds of awesome things. Copy tracks, plugins, and automation between earlier mixes and mix templates into your current session. It's very valuable, and this video will demonstrate at least some of it right now. So this particular project, when you open up, whether you're downloading it or you're opening it up on the class hard drive, you'll notice, and let me get inside of it here, that there's actually multiple Pro Tools sessions. Obviously, you're going to want to use the Start Here one. This is the one that contains the video, so I'm going to open that up here in Pro Tools. And it has already got the video and the audio attached, and so everything is fine and cool there. You're going to want to do a save session copy in and put this into your folder. And if you're working in a download situation on another computer, maybe you won't have to actually do this. I'm going to do it right now. Save session, copy in, audio, video. I'm going to put it on the desktop. I wouldn't recommend you save your work there. I'm not going to give the name that you're supposed to give. You need to obviously name it to NESCOM naming standards. I'm not doing that right now. I'm doing it quick for the video, and there are other videos that tell you how to name. Now I'm going to need to open that thing. So I go to the desktop and I go copy American Express, Start Here. So cool. I'm in the video that I'm going to the session I'm going to use to demonstrate. Now, I'm going to need to import, however, from this original folder and from these original tracks, and these audio files are going to have to get imported into this new location. And so this is the process you're going to learn. You're going to learn the session import and make sure you can get all your audio video into the correct location. Okay, you ready? So we've got four different Pro Tools sessions: dialogue, music, sound effects, markers, and the one we're in right now. We're in the one right now. We've done all of this, and we've gotten up to step 3 here. We're going to go to File, Import Session Data, and import the dialogue one. I want to read it down to make sure I don't get anything. Yep. So let me give you a tour of that. So it's up here. It's under File, Import Session Data, and I gotta admit, this is actually my favorite section of Pro Tools. It's Option Shift I. Let me confirm that. Option Shift Imp I. It is, and at this point you get to choose what file you want to go to. And oh my gosh, I don't know where it is. What have I done? Postmix number 3. Pro Tools sessions, and here it is. And we're gonna get that dialogue one, and we're gonna open it up, and here it is. So you're going to want to familiarize yourself with this. The first thing is there is a track list in the middle, and it shows, and you click on the tracks you want to import. And you got a couple choices here. You're by doing what I just did, by clicking on them or Command A to select them all. It's automatically going to default to new track, and it's going to import them into your session you're currently in as a new track. You do have an option here that's very powerful where you can overlay it on top of an existing track. We don't need to do this here, but say you were trying to import an old snare track on top of a new snare track, you could do that. And it's really useful in templates and music mixing. Up here is super important. This is what's going to happen to the actual audio file. We're about to import some Jerry and some other dialogue. Do we want to leave it in the folder that I started it in? Do I want to leave it in the wrong location? Do I want to leave it in the student hard drive, or do I want to put it in my folder, i.e. your folder, i.e. in the audio files folder? Do I want everything together? Absolutely, I want everything together. So linking to the source file is not what you want. You want a copy. This will stick it all in your folder. And we're not doing any video, so that's irrelevant right now, or we're not importing any videos, so we don't have to worry about that. You can sample rate convert here. You can offset things in time. You can time code mapping. All of this is unnecessary at the moment. Down here, this is pretty important. Do you want to import the main playlist? The main playlist includes all the tracks, the track you're working with, so absolutely. Some situations you might not want to. Some situations you might want to import some of these other things like markers and window configs and tempos. We don't have to do that at the moment, but this is an important thing to click on. This is a list of all the little tiny things that you can import from that track. Maybe you just want, and if I option click, it clears them all out. Maybe you just want the automation from that track. Or maybe you just want the plugin settings importing in that track. Or maybe you, I don't know, maybe you want it all. And I want it all. I guess, well, the preset one loaded them all. So I wanted them all in this situation. So I'm going to import everything, my main playlist, don't need any weird stuff, just my 2 tracks, new tracks, and definitely copy and go for it. And it's going to put these tracks below whatever my first track. It's going to ask me, let's do an automatic link. I'm a little surprised about that. Let's see what happens there. And that's interesting that Jerry's having a little bit of a problem there. Well, why is that? Oh. I just wasn't patient. Okay, it was copying it. Duh. Patience is a good thing. So let's go back to the assignment here. You can see everything is successfully imported. Let's make sure we've done everything. I've kind of talked about all these things here. Good. So we're about right here. Now we're going to go to the music track now, and we're going to import the music track from another Pro Tools session. So this shouldn't be too difficult. Command-Shift-I or File, Import, Session Data. And I got to find the music one. There it is. And 2 tracks of music. And I'm just going to click on them, or Command-A, again, copy from source media. This will make sure everything goes to my main folder that I'm going to, and go for it. And there's the 2 music. And it put it right after Jerry because I must have Jerry selected. Had I selected this track, it would have put the music after that. So I'm going to move those down now. Cool, you can see your music. And let's go back to the assignment one more time and see if there's anything we've missed. Import track process again. Music tracks, got that. I made a mistake. Nope, sound effects and markers. I did not make a mistake. We're on the last step. This last one is a little bit different. I did this on purpose for you. Import session data. And we're going to do, this time we want to get the sound effects and markers. And I just did this to show you one little trick here. You need the single track, but you need to click markers because we're going to actually import some markers. And markers are very valuable, very, very useful in all sorts of situations in Pro Tools. So this shows you how to import them into your session. So boom, we do that, and you'll see we now have markers. My own personal workflow, I would go to Setup, Preferences, and I like to see my marker colors. And I got some sweet colors up here. That's just how I happen to work. So I believe we've completed this process. It's very simple. It's not too complicated, but this is a very powerful part of Pro Tools. Now you can go on with the rest of the session, complete the spotting and everything else that you have to do for this assignment.